An interesting part of the Legacy of Kain series is that the characters are very forward-thinking. Most of the time when you have time travel as a plot, people are trying to go backwards in time and fix things that went wrong. But not Raziel and Kain. Oh no, everything they did was perfect. These guys have to forge ahead. Their plan is to alter the future, not the past, which is really interesting because it helps avoid all that paradox stuff you get into. It makes the plot a little bit more coherent, even though by all rights it should be ridiculous. In a lot of ways, this is easier to grasp, and it makes a much more digestible story. It also makes more sense from a planning perspective, like in-universe. To really plan out how changing the past is going to affect the future, you'd have to have way above average intelligence, and you'd have to think in a non-linear fashion, which people are not really cut out to do. So, instead, Kain just looks ahead, and he changes things that he knows will happen, but that he doesn't like. For example, he doesn't want to die, that's a sucky thing, so he just rerolls the dice and whatever happens is good. Or maybe worse, who knows, Kain will just find out. But anyway, let's get back to our game. This glowy doodad could not be activated in the Spectral realm.
Hello everyone, my name is Taylor.
And I am Ray.
Why can you not activate the soul-powered device in the Spectral realm? Yes. He's backwards logic.
That's Peyton.
I demand an explanation on this Spectral realm logic, yes.
Well, obviously, Peyton, time has no meaning in the Spectral realm. And that thing is an hourglass, so of course it's not gonna work in the Spectral realm. An hourglass wouldn't work in the Spectral realm.
That is some ass-pull bullcrap right there, Ray. Yes.
Well, what else do you want? It doesn't work in the Spectral realm, it doesn't work in the Spectral realm.
From a development perspective, I really appreciate that Raziel just stands there and goes, "No, this won't work." He could try it, but then they'd have to animate Raziel trying. And that would take time and money.
The Reaver was now imbued with the elemental power of fire. With this, I could open the fire-based locks to the pillars, and I wouldn't have to waste energy climbing around on stuff. I guess on that perspective of Raziel trying to use the hourglass from the Spectral realm, he comes across as a bit of a quitter. Nah, this won't work, I'm not doing it.
But what if you
No.
all you have to do is just try to...
No, look, I've seen a lot of these hourglass things, it's just not gonna work, I'm not doing it.
But can you imagine during the focus groups having people going out to that thing in the Spectral realm and having it not work? Then they get mad and they're like, "Come on, I filled this thing up, why isn't it working? This is broken, this game is broken." Throw the controller on the ground, go outside.
Focus groups only last for like a couple hours, don't they? I don't know if you could get that far in this game in just a couple hours.
I don't actually know how those work. Do they just have you play like certain segments of the game?
I don't know, you're asking the wrong person.
Normally they have several different focus groups that work on different aspects of the product, yes. They last about 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half, depending on what you are doing. Also, they are a great big scam, yes.
How do you figure?
I got hired once to play one of these games. It was some kind of counterculture skateboard thing. They thought that I fit the demographic well. They gave me some forms after I played for a while and I wrote penis in every blank space. Then they didn't even pay me anything, yes.
Do you think that might be because you wrote penis all over the questionnaire?
How can you be so stupid as to try to market towards counterculture and not expect penis all over your questionnaire? Yes. I gave them what they were seeking, they just didn't know they were seeking it.
Well, what did we learn today, Peyton? You give people what they think they want, not what you think they want.
No, it is a big scam because when the game came out, you know what they did? They made you skateboard around the in-game city, and you had the mission to spray paint the word penis on the traffic signs. It was my idea. Yes, they robbed me.
Well, I don't think they did a focus group for this part of the game because I am frickin' lost, and if someone like me were around to complain about it, they would have known that this is terrible. Where the heck do I go?
Well, I see 2 grates, that's where the Guardians were at, but those were just dead-end rooms.
Yeah, and then there's another empty room with some chairs in it. Okay, so 5 minutes of wandering later, I'm going into every room and using the first-person view. There it is. Okay. See, you had to use the first-person view to see that there's a ledge in this room that I can jump on. Oh my god!
Well, if you ran a little further in, the camera does kind of reveal that there's a ledge. But the trick is this room looks almost identical to other rooms that were in the previous 2 temples, so you wouldn't expect the room to be different.
I don't know. Just having the camera look away from the direction that you're supposed to be going, that is a difficult proposition.
Do you think the vampires went to college to make these traps? Yes.
You mean like a vampire engineering college?
Yes, it is the 4-year degree. Make traps to slow down the chosen one. Yes.
There are traps and puzzles everywhere. I wonder if that's a really robust economy thing.
It would have to be, yes. Everyone's home and graveyard and every place has the trap.
This has to be some kind of cultural thing. Like somebody made it popular and now everybody does it.
Oh no, Raziel's climbing up forever.
I swear to God, if I climb through the ceiling, I'm gonna be so mad.
I can still hear him. He's going. Ah, lucky you.
Lucky me. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see if I can hit that thing over there. Nope. Definitely no.
It seems like the cutscenes slow you down, yes. You have to stop and watch the gate activate, and this is time ticking away.
Well, definitely they timed it so I could watch the cutscene and still make it to the other place.
It's funny though, doesn't this feel like it's just a matter of time? It's inevitable, you're not gonna be confused by this puzzle?
Well, yeah, once I found where the puzzle is.
Well, earlier we were lamenting how games don't have puzzles and stuff anymore. They're more linear, they go from point A to point B. But this is just padding. This is a puzzle for its own sake. It's not really stimulating or challenging you.
It's stimulating. Do you see my fingers moving? Look, that's brain activity right there.
It wouldn't be a good tempo without the puzzle, Taylor, yes.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a tempo without a puzzle.
Okay, so there's basic brain stimulation, but there's not a challenge. You're not sitting there saying, oh, yeah, I see the pattern here. I'm gonna bust out my calculator.
Why the heck would I want to play a game with a calculator? Oh my god.
You are the worst for game design, Taylor, yes.
Well, in a lot of games, math is a very basic component.
Yeah, on an intuitive level. If you slow me down with math, I'm not gonna play your game.
I know for a fact that you're lying, because you played Math Blaster as a kid.
Well, I didn't pick that game out,
And you played D&D, and
D&D is not
don't
like
lie that you played D&D.
I'm not gonna lie, D&D is like a social game. There's a math component, but it's not like all about math.
Nerd! Yes, you are the nerd!
No, it's a social kind of thing. It's like storytelling.
What kind of character did you play?
Well, it's not important.
But it was the nerd character, yes.
I played in different games. What game?
Your first one.
Well, I played an angel with giant tits, yes? Maybe? I mean, there was an attractiveness score, so, like, she was supposed to be really attractive.
Aren't you supposed to be making, like, a wizard or a competent soldier or something?
No, it depends on the game. This one was all about demons and stuff.
Okay, that is pretty nerdy.
I was 14 years old.
So what advantage did you get for having giant boobs, yes?
It was a social game, so at one point, like, there was a demon guy, and you can roll seduction and stuff like that.
I can just imagine 14-year-old Ray, like, role-playing as an angel with giant tits seducing a guy.
She didn't necessarily have giant tits, just your attractiveness was a score on the sheet, and you could use it for seduction.
That seems a little backwards, to have attractiveness just be a score on a sheet. Shouldn't it have to do with your whole personality?
Well, it was a physical attractiveness score, and I'm done talking about this.
Okay, well the important thing is that we've established that Ray will do math if sex appeal is involved.
What was sexy about Math Blasters? Yes, it was a spaceman.
Oh man, you may think that, but he had this little sidekick. It was like a little robot dude. He was like an ice cream cone. So carnal.
There's just something very feral and atavistic about that ice cream cone robot.
It was something in his eyes, I don't know.
You know, they have updated that game's art since we were kids, yes? He used to be the spaceman in the spacesuit, but then they said maybe he should be the little boy, yes. And then that didn't work so good, so they made him effeminate. And also like Goku, yes.
I blame Japan.
Is it like sexy effeminate? Did they figure out Ray's thing and now they're trying to market to more kids that are like Ray?
No, it is like they were maybe not totally competent artists or something, yes. And they're not very good at defining features.
Yeah, the box art looks okay, but in the game he's actually kinda creepy looking. It doesn't matter though, they were never gonna top that little ice cream robot.
I don't actually know about this, but I wonder if there's a sort of marketing wisdom that assumes that kids relate better to kids. Like, I would think that you could respect a spaceman better than you could respect a kid, but I don't know, maybe adults don't sell as well.
I once again found myself at the Pillars of Nazgûl, and based on their coloration, I could only assume that Nupraptor had lost his mind and Kain was most likely now on his catastrophic journey.
Good lord, what are you?
It is complicated.
You appear to be some form of dickless demon.
Is it lonely here, Ariel?
Or a skeletal toilet mint.
I mean, you went straight for the dick. You honed in on it.
I could have as easily mentioned your ears.
Yeah, well, you know what they say about big ears.
I'm sure I don't.
They say it means you have big feet. And you know, they say if you have big feet...
I don't have time to banter with the remains of a peacock.
Oh yeah? What you doing?
Stuff.
Stuff, huh? Are you sure it's not being chained to this spot as a cranky ghost with half a face for all eternity? 'Cause that's what it looks like.
My eternity will not last as long as you believe.
Because you sent Kain to go help with your thing.
I believe I see now what form of creature you are, and your kind will fail in their machinations.
Kain won't do it.
You know nothing of him.
I know he once set up a suggestion box, and on the day he opened it, he added his own suggestion to kill vampires that made bad suggestions. Nobody who used the box survived, except Kain.
Whatever you're trying to persuade me of, you are failing.
I'm trying to persuade you to tell me how to find Vorador. I gotta rap with the guy.
Directions?
Yeah, directions.
This is how you ask for directions?
Not always. I mean, maybe kinda often.
Your social acumen is poor, at best.
No one's ever happy to see me anymore, so I guess I just make myself insufferable until I get what I want.
You could say please.
Well, I could stick around. What are you doing for lunch? I feast on lost souls and can operate the time streaming device, so I don't have anywhere else to be, ever. Oh, but you have to be right here, don't you? Forever, if Kain doesn't kill himself for the greater good.
Why does the evil toilet mint wish to know?
I borrowed a cup of sugar and I gotta return it. What do you want?
He lives in the forest, like a mangy raccoon.
Yeah, but in a mansion though, right?
A mansion for a raccoon.
Okay, thanks. Good luck being a lofty bitch haunting your old legacy.
And you enjoy your brief time on Nosgoth before we send you back to hell.
You know, all it would take to make Raziel a more sympathetic character would be if he befriended a dog or a small child, maybe even a demon that acted like a dog.
Are you kidding? Can you imagine Raziel trying to interact with a child? Like, what would Raziel say? He has nothing in common with kids. I would enjoy the awkwardness, yes.
I don't know. Knowing games, the kid would be completely terrible. Actually, you know, a funny thing, killing kids is one of those things that game developers still won't touch, at least as far as I know, or any game that's done it hasn't been popular.
This was one of those weird airjet things that I needed the Air Reaver to activate. Killing kids in games. You know, I can tell you why that hasn't come up, and it's not morals, because the entertainment industry is anything but moral. It's because someone would have to be the guy that goes to their boss and explains, No, we really have to do this. For the game, like it's essential. I know a game that would work, yes. The Omen. I something about the Omen, yes. The Antichrist, you must stop him by murder.
Well, that would work. That would be thematically appropriate, but that would be a one-time thing. And probably a big dramatic deal, and I bet the boss fight would be like the devil himself. I guess I was talking more about, I don't know, like Grand Theft Auto style stuff, where you just randomly run into kids and then I guess you'd run them over, or something.
Oh, or you mean like Fallout, or something like that? Cause in Grand Theft Auto they just didn't have kids, that was how they got around that. But in Fallout you run into kids, and Skyrim too, and like actually a lot of those Bethesda games. Those games that have kids, the kids are usually the worst characters, and I wish you could kill them. Not on purpose maybe, just inadvertently. I wish that area of effect attacks worked on them.
I know it's a little dark to talk about this and to agree, but you know, those kids are not actually kids, in a way. Those are like the developers or the writers. They're speaking for them. And those people are terrible, and they deserve to be removed from whatever is going on.
Oh, and I thought I was all contrarian over here with that opinion, yes. Didn't know everyone else thought the same way.
Oh my god, Peyton, everybody hates the kids in Fallout. Or at least some of the kids in Fallout, or Skyrim. They condescend to you, they're little awful creatures, and they get in the way sometimes, and you just can't do anything about them.
It's like they know, because the kids are unkillable, they can give them the worst, most obnoxious dialogue, and have them act like you're a total jerk.
They are the only NPCs that can get away with it. But, I mean, they antagonize you. Even if you're playing a nice character, they specifically antagonize you sometimes.
I feel like it's a failing of the writers, because, you know, I used to have a cousin, and when she was little, she was always so excited to show me new stuff that she learned. I think it's not wrong that we have these thoughts. Oh, you think so, yes? I say that to myself all the time. No, it's not wrong, because real kids, they are so excited when grown-ups show up, they're strangers, because they want to show you all these things that they've learned. Because think about it, like mom and dad and everyone else is always telling them like, oh, you did so good, that's so great. I'm so glad you're learning things because you want to encourage kids. So they think like, oh, this perfect stranger wants to interact with me and learn what I learned. They can be so adorable. But Skyrim kids don't care about you. They don't want to show you anything. When you throw fireballs around, they don't run up to you and ask you how you did that. They just say, oh, you're dumb. You're dumb, mister.
Well, in fairness, usually your Skyrim character would be pretty dumb. But then, I guess you should at least be smarter than a kid.
But okay, a child sidekick for Raziel. What do you think they'd call him? Raziel lad? Vampire boy? Bat boy, yes. No, you can't do Bat boy. That's got a copyright on it.
Well, does the boy have a name? Like, Raziel doesn't have an alter ego. He's just Raziel.
Bat boy is not copyright. His name is Robin, yes. No, I think Bat boy is one of those weird fake tabloid things.
They'd probably name Raziel's sidekick after somebody in the Bible, because that's what they did with all his brothers.
So like Job.
I guess, like Job. I don't know if that would be appropriate.
Well, Job took a lot of abuse for no reason, just as a test. I feel like Raziel would do that.
But Job got rewarded at the end, and I don't think Raziel boy would get rewarded ever.
His reward is that he gets to spend time with Raziel. He's so cool. Look at him. He's blue. I think Raziel dog would work better. Yes. Raziel is essentially beef jerky, so Raziel dog would get along very well. Aw, and Raziel dog could be this poor starving little pooch with only 3 legs.
His first leg was torn off by his father.
As he was cast into the abyss by his dog brothers. Okay, he doesn't have to be exactly like Raziel. But anyway, here looks like a good place to stop for now. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Remember to like and subscribe and support us on Patreon and share with your friends and all that good stuff. Otherwise, you all have a good day.